Here is a spring. With the spring, there is a mass block which is having mass m. This surface, suppose, is frictionless surface and there is no effect of gravitation on it. Okay, because we are working in this direction. This, at any particular instant, it is given a velocity v. Because of this velocity, it moves in this direction and it compresses the spring. When it compresses the spring, there is a restoring force generated inside the spring. So, more is the displacement, more is the force in the spring. Here we know that force is proportionate to x or force is equal to kx. This formula is very well known to us. Now what happens, because the force is in the opposite direction, its velocity goes on decreasing, it becomes 0. Even it has become 0, the force is still working and this force pushes it back. When it pushes it back, because of the force, it is accelerated and comes back here. When by the time it comes to its original position, it has developed certain velocity. Now, due to inertia of velocity, it does not stop here and overshoot this position. When it overshoots this position, then it goes here. But the moment it overshoots this position, the restoring force changes its direction. So, whenever displacement in this direction, restoring force in this direction, and this velocity goes on decreasing. Finally, it becomes 0. And it stops. When it stops here, this restoring force pull it back towards mean position and it reaches mean position with certain velocity, this condition. And with this velocity, it overshoots the mean position and compress it again. This is how every time it is at one extreme, there is a restoring force of the spring which send it back to the mean position. Whenever it reaches mean position, it has certain velocity and due to inertia of velocity, it overshoots that mean position and goes to the other extreme. In this way, it is making oscillatory motion. This is the mechanism of oscillatory motion of the spring. Now, whether it is a simple harmonic motion. Here we find that displacement, more is the displacement, more is the restoring force. The displacement is in this direction, the restoring force is in this direction, they are in opposite direction. And these are the two conditions required for simple harmonic motion. So this is a simple harmonic motion. Now we will find expression for the time in this simple harmonic motion. Here we find that force is equal to kx. Force is what? Force is mass into acceleration, which is equal to kx. So here displacement x upon a. X upon a is equal to m upon k. This is what? Displacement, this is acceleration, this is mass, this is spring constant. Okay, this is mass of the block, that is load. Okay, now we have proved here that because of this, the force is proportionate to x and force is in opposite direction. I will write it here. Restoring force is proportionate to displacement and direction opposite to displacement. If restoring force is proportionate to displacement and direction is opposite to displacement, then therefore it is simple harmonic motion. It is simple harmonic motion. Okay. Now if it is simple harmonic motion, then we can apply the relations of simple harmonic motion. What is that relation? That relation is the time period is equal to 2 pi root displacement upon acceleration. Here, what is displacement and what is acceleration? Here we have proved x is displacement and a is acceleration, and displacement upon acceleration is equal to m upon k by 1 and 2. Time period t is equal to 2 pi root m upon k. So this is time period of this oscillation. This is mass. It is always trying to inert the motion. It is always trying to stop the motion. So this we call inertia. This K, spring constant, this is force of the spring. It is always trying to come to the mean position. That is force. So this we can write as the time period is equal to 2 pi inertia factor, because it is always trying to slow down the motion, divided by force factor. If force factor is very strong, time period will be less. If inertia factor is very large, the time period will be more. With this, time period less, with this increasing, time period will be more. And that is amply clear here. So in case of spring, we get this time period formula: inertia factor, force factor. In particular, pendulum, it was 2 pi root L upon G. Both are convertible to each other. We can do that. G is what? Acceleration. Multiply it with mass. That will be mass into acceleration, force factor. So that is there. It is a part of the force. Simply L, length, is part of the inertia, because you have seen inertia mr square, and there r is the important part. So that is there. So this is motion of the spring. It depends upon these two quantities. So this is all about oscillations. Yes, one thing more. If we oscillate a pendulum, will it keep oscillating forever, or after some time it stops? We have all seen that it stops unless we give certain energy to it. That means there is a tendency in the oscillation to stop by itself. And that is, but we know the law of inertia. It says anything in motion will keep moving unless external force is there. So there has to be an external force which stops the oscillation, and that is known as force of damping. So in the next lecture we will see what is force of damping. Thank you.